Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Magnum Videos, and this evening I'm going to invite you to a challenge, and it's called Nanowrimo. So let's get started. Alrighty, if you're not familiar with Nanowrimo, it is an annual challenge to writers and authors and aspiring authors to create a 50,000 word manuscript during the month of November. So it's going to start November 1st at midnight, and it will run until 11:59 on November 30th. So it's an opportunity for writers to challenge themselves to create a novel, and it can be in any genre, any topic, any age group, whatever you want it to be. And if you're not familiar with NaNoWriMo, as I mentioned earlier, this started back in 1999, and the first year I think they had 21 entries. This is the 20th year, and the entries now are in the thousands or millions because it has grown exponentially. There's a lot of prizes that they give out, and the main thing is to write. Just put words down on paper. Well, not paper, just words down digitally on your computer. Write as much as you can, and the editing comes later. Don't worry about editing, just keep writing. In order to get 50,000 words created in 30 days, you're going to need to do about 1,600 words a day, approximately. Now, obviously there's going to be days when you don't have the time to write anything, but you can make up for that by writing 3,000 or 4,000 words on another day. So my story that I'm going to do this year, I've decided to go ahead and enter it again. I've won it twice in the past, and I have a book called Lost in the Bayou, which I published back in 2011, I think. I'll put an image right up here. It's available at pretty much anywhere books are sold, ebooks and print books. And I have gotten a lot of reviews on it. I've had several people, several readers tell me after they finished it that you need to bring Uncle Conrad back because he is the worst villain we have ever met. So having heard that so many times, I've decided that this year my NaNoWriMo entry is going to be Conrad Returns. Now that's the working title. I may change that later, but I'll give you an idea of what Lost in the Bayou is about in just a minute with a short video. And if you haven't read it, you might enjoy it. Check Amazon or Barnes & Noble or wherever you buy your books, and you might want to look at a copy, read the preview or whatever, and see if it looks like something that you would be interested in. It's a middle grade to young adult age group, written for that group, but I have a lot of adults that say they like it as well. So I will run that video in here now to give you an idea, and the whole purpose of this video is to encourage you to become involved, and I will be doing a video. I will try my best to do a video every day and update you on what I've written and post the text that I've written for that day so that you can follow along and see how the story evolves. Now this is the 28th, so we've got 2 days to get prepared. I will have another video tomorrow explaining what I'm doing to prepare for this so that I'll be ready to write at the stroke of midnight on the 1st, and I think that's it. leave a comment. If you're a writer, if you're an author, leave a comment, let us know. If you've entered Nanowrimo before, let us know that too. If you've never entered it, but you're thinking about it this year, tell us that as well. So I hope that you'll join me on this journey and see if we can come up with 50,000 words by the stroke of midnight on November the 30th. So I believe that's everything I had to tell you. I hope you leave a comment, leave any questions you have. If you want to check the history of Nanowrimo, they have a great website. It has the history of all 19 years prior to this one, and it's very interesting. So, as I mentioned before, I have a short video that will give you a little bit of insight into what Lost in the Bayou is about, and I'll go ahead and run that now. And until I speak with you again, and even after that, you stay focused.
A word of warning. If you're ever in Louisiana, stay away from the bayou, and especially avoid a place known as the Voodoo Swamp. People disappear in there. It's hidden deep inside the bayou, beyond the fork in the creek, where the limbless cypress stands, and on the far side of Skullhaven Lake. Once you enter that dark and mysterious area, you can become hopelessly lost. The landscape is unchanging. Cypress trees rise from the water, their moss-draped limbs beckoning like ghoulish arms and ragged shrouds. Sounds of unseen things fly into your ears from every direction. The humidity soaks you from the moment you enter, and the invisible stench of death and decay hangs heavy in the air as a silent reminder not to linger. At twilight, a ghostly blanket of fog rolls in. It covers the stagnant water and hides the quicksand pools that patiently await the unsuspecting visitor. As twilight fades, an inky veil of darkness descends and paints everything in its shadowy evening attire. That's when the night creatures slither out of their hiding places, watching, waiting, their razor-sharp teeth and long, thick claws ready to rip you open in a heartbeat and devour you within a few minutes. But something even more deadly is lurking. If your path leads you into the Voodoo Swamp after nightfall, and if the snakes don't get you first, you may have the great misfortune of encountering Fabian Laveau, a descendant of the legendary voodoo priestess Marie Laveau. Fabian mysteriously disappeared from the Baton Rouge Psychiatric Hospital in 1956. It's been 7 years since his escape, and it's rumored that he's still hiding deep in the bayou. Some say whatever is lurking there is nothing but Fabian's ghost, a spirit with no more substance than the mist that floats through the air on a summer's eve. Others disagree. Those who really know aren't talking. If you're ever in Louisiana, stay away from the bayou, especially the Voodoo Swamp. You may not come out alive.